As we get further into summer, more people are turning on their AC to keep cool, and that's causing major power concerns across the state. Thanks for joining us for Fox 40 News at 10. I'm Nikki Lorenzo.
And I'm Eric Harriman. If that sounds familiar, it should. What so many people dealt with last summer is on the minds of a lot of officials and a lot of residents for obvious reasons. In 2020, for the first time in nearly 2 decades, California didn't have enough power to meet demand, leading to blackouts for hundreds of thousands all across the state. Many of those people right here in our area. So now that concern is coming back around this summer. Cal ISO is pleading for help to supply power to nearly 40 million Californians.
Fox 40's Eric Rucker joining us now live from Woodland, where some are fearing a repeat of what they experienced last August. Eric.
And we're talking about thousands of people last year in Placer County and right here in Yolo County having to deal with triple-digit temperatures without any power. Understandably, those we talked to tonight say they don't want to do that again.
It was rough for all of us in the house.
August of 2020, a stage 3 power emergency by California's power operators meant no power on and off for days for Nick McLean and his family in Woodland. Electricity, McLean says his father relies on for his medical needs.
Not just for my father-in-law being outer and needing certain medical equipment. You know, there's plenty of people in the town, in the state, that needs, to have that accessibility to electrical.
Friday, California's independent system operator, the group that controls the state's power grid, will meet to try and answer a very specific question: how to get enough power for the state this summer. The concerns for power officials are that, well, inevitably there's going to be many more hot stretches this summer. The drought also means less hydro or water supplied power, and even getting juice from neighboring states like last year may be very difficult to come by because they too are going through some of the same issues.
This is embarrassing, frankly.
State Assemblyman Jim Patterson, vice chair of the Assembly's Utility and Energy Commission, voicing his anger over today's news. An issue, he says, should have been figured out long ago.
The solution here is a desperate last-minute effort, and it is going to drive up the cost of electricity in this summertime, and it's going to drive down the reliability of our grid.
Jamie Court is the president of Consumer Watchdog, a nonprofit public interest group based out of Southern California.
There's no question that the plan that these utilities play by is to borrow when it's needed rather than to generate enough so you can be self-sustaining. And that's what we really need to do, is have a sustainable electric grid. And we don't need to be dependent on power from elsewhere. But because we're not prepared, that's what happens.
And we talked about reasons for concern in that story. Let's talk about the time of day that is concerning Cal ISO. They say between 4 and 9 o'clock at night, the highest usage for power throughout the day is what they're looking at. That is also the same time of day that they usually issue flex alerts if needed. We're live in Woodland in Yolo County tonight. I'm Eric Rucker, Fox 40 News.